Welcome back to Workers and Resources. We continue where we left off, almost finishing our rail construction office, as well as providing fire safety to everything, because rebuilding things is annoying. So we'll see where we get. Things are moving slowly, and we are closing in on our first winter. I will probably drop down a snowplow, a technical service in this area, just to be safe. Because our electricity goes through here. We don't even start with low voltage lines because our electricity connection is all the way over there, and I've laid like a high voltage line all the way there. I didn't even draw low voltage connections to our starting area. Might be a bit foolish, but I think we'll be fine, hopefully. The rail construction office can only start once we have electricity, so electricity should be prioritized, because it will also ensure our fire safety. I did, however, want to get the distribution office set up so they can already bring a bunch of gravel and construction materials for the rail construction office over here. And then I'm going to pray that it does not catch fire to the point where it will burn down all of these resources. And in the meantime, we are working diligently on all of our electric networks. We do have some electronic components and some steel already on the high voltage line. So I think we are going to send out the workers to those construction sites. Get the high voltage lines set up. We have a switch here. The switch needs also a road connection, otherwise it will not be built. We'll do that with a dirt road. Get the basic infrastructure up as soon as possible. It's a little bit different than the usual basic infrastructure, but I hope it will hold. And if not, we will learn something. When realism mode first came out, I thought it would be akin to like a roguelike city building mode where there was a lot of potential for failure and you to restart, but so far it's going quite well in most of these runs. I haven't had any game-ending catastrophes happen, but maybe that's just me being super cautious. Or maybe I was just lucky, who knows. Finish that wire, please. Finish that and that. That road will be too short, but that's okay. The construction office is not that urgent. I guess it might be, because we need more workers going everywhere. Now the whole not using buses for construction is getting on my nerves a little bit. I don't think it's in the spirit of the whole ordeal of allowing people to have, like, the idea was to not have people run via buses in public transportation, but construction is like a job. But me switching that up now is like also probably weird. But I guess I am making up my own rules as I go, so I don't know. We'll keep going like this for now. Things are getting built. I mean, we are seeing progress. It's just that we need a lot more vehicles running around for that to happen. And I guess the fuel consumption of these is not too bad. It's still pretty bad, but not too bad, I guess. Road crane, bunch of steel, get that high voltage line set up. Get all of these buildings in place and then we can hook them up with a proper gravel road later on. The road connection to this fire station is also in place. Resources are being brought here. Still need to finish the groundworks, which can be done by machinery, so nothing to do here yet. These roads are too short, so they will have to be done by workers, by hand. But this inner road can be done by machinery, so that's fine. And yeah, I think I'll just build a parallel road here somehow. You don't like that, why don't you? What? I guess that is fine. It's a 90-degree corner, but it'll have to do. This road segment is way too short. We'll merge that into one construction site so it can be done by machinery, and then we'll hook up the remaining road. And if you're wondering what I'm clicking to do that, you need to make sure that the construction site is not assigned to anything. Because if it is already assigned to anything and you try to remove that snapping point, it won't work. But I'm using the place waypoint tool, placing a waypoint onto the snapping point, which usually are these purple things. If you click on them and then remove it, it removes the snapping point and turns it all into one nice segment, like here. And it's gone. Which can also be useful if you have the situation, if I find another one and you want to connect a road and you want it to connect to not that point but almost there. You remove the point first and then it might connect differently. It might still be the same, but it at least allows you more freeform connection than before the snapping point existed. Doesn't work for footpaths, I don't think. I haven't found a way to make that happen. So I don't know how to get rid of that snapping point because it's not a road. You can't place this waypoint there, and road segments are very restricted in what they can build. So if you have an issue there, it might be worth it to just remove the construction and build anew. Quite a bit of gravel, quite a bit of material for construction. Seems to all be in order. Now, I don't have another construction office space in here to buy more machinery. This construction office for workers will probably get all of the other existing cars, so I can turn one of them into a construction office for road construction. Basically a paver, a roller, and maybe a dump truck or two. Probably one dump truck, one excavator, and then designated road construction. Only roads. Maybe no excavator, so the excavators still get brought by the construction office with a truck. I guess a paver, a roller, an excavator, and a truck driving those machineries around. And then the dump trucks are in the other construction office, bringing resources to the site. Slow progress. How's our population doing? We had 179 deaths. I think our population is slowly dying out if we don't do anything. I think this is going to happen. Maybe. So I guess I have to think about what we want to do with the town thing. I don't want to build in the area of the existing town. Like, this is quite large. I would want to start the town maybe over here and then have a route transporting people probably via tram, maybe via train over. Or I'm just gonna put a parking space here and see how it works, and we're gonna just use this whole town as a test bed. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe we're gonna use the test bed strategy of putting down a parking lot, putting all of the amenities in there, and just letting them drive there via car. So we need to, maybe once it's bright, plan out a city bit. And it should be within, I think the limit was 4 kilometers. So if we go from, like, let's say here, 4 kilometers at the most. Wow, that's quite a distance. I think it was 4 kilometers. We could build everything over here. 4 kilometers. Does that mean if we have an oil refinery, they could already drive to the oil refinery via cars? Maybe I have to. Maybe I should try and move some people to the oil refinery via cars. That would be hilarious. Trying everything. How many people live here? I don't know how many people live here. Let's maybe. Oh, I guess I can maybe get an overview. Do we have university? We do have university educated people. We need to take care of those. It looks like the numbers are going down, but then they're going up again. Like this one is going 11, and then it's going back up to 12. Maybe? Yeah, it's going back up to 12. I don't know what's happening. Maybe they are moving around the different buildings? I have no idea. So I guess we are going to make a commercial zone that is like a personal vehicle accessible. But we need to make it large enough so everyone in here is actually able to reach it. I think it'll have like 1 or 2 large residential buildings, so it will basically be a town that people can drive to. We'll set it up after the gravel bit. Like right in the middle, right here. Let's plop down a nameplate. Yeah, sure. Duseni. We'll start with a large shopping center because we will have a lot of vehicle traffic going through here. And as always, I don't really have any mods. The only mods I do use, for people that don't know, that I haven't really used in a while, are a tiny university, which is good for villages. Otherwise, they might run out of university educated people and then you have a problem. So this thing cannot educate a huge amount of people. Is not as soon as you get over 500 people for it is or I think 250, it's struggling, like it can't keep up. And the other one is a small hospital, because for villages, the large hospital, or when you go into like realism mode and you start with the lowest amount of money, a small clinic makes more sense. I don't know if we need any of these, I'm just pointing it out that they might get used. So for the road network, we need to keep in mind that there will be a lot of vehicles going around. So basically we don't need to worry about this building being on the road connection, but we need to have a parking space layout that allows everyone to go here. The shopping center itself allows for 405 visitors, and I think that is 405 visitors in a high traffic area. We do have parking lots that are slow, like only one vehicle can move on the parking lot at the same time, or you have traffic optimized parking lots that allow multiple vehicles to move at the same time. These ones hold 30 cars, and the building has 400 people it can accustom. So Since it is presumably the largest building, I think our best bet is probably going to be to build a parking lot for 400 people. 405. Well, 400 people. So that would mean like 14, 13 parking lots of these. They hold 30. Times 10 is 300. Plus another 3 is 390. 14 would be 420. So 13 or 14 of these parking lots would be presumably enough for a town. But they will generate a lot of traffic. And they are not one-way, they are two-way parking lots. These ones are one-way, the small ones. How are you going to do that? I mean, there's presumably going to be like a whole bunch of parking lots right next to the shopping center. Something like that, with a bunch of footpaths coming out. Like American shopping mall style, ginormous parking lot. Probably move this a little bit away, have more parking spaces over here, maybe some medium ones. Need to leave room for footpaths and everything. This is going to be crazy. I don't... Oh my god. And every of these need to reach everything else. So this is 8. We wanted to go for 14, 13, 14, something like that. And we need more things. We need how am I going to do the whole school thing? The schools need to be in walking distance, basically. Kindergarten always has to be in walking distance, school doesn't. University, police station. This looks daunting already. Alright, let's keep going and think about all of this. It's nice that it flattens when I click. So we have 4, 8, 12 right now. We need 2 more, which will plop down probably here. But the spacing of all of the other things, like I'm gonna make an indoor pool in this area for sure. That is something everyone needs. I am also potentially going to connect everything to a warehouse for the shopping center. Or at least have the shopping center in the area again. Connect away from all of the parking lots, because the parking lots are going to create a huge amount of traffic for the whole area. This is all... I'm not gonna lie, this looks like it might be too much. I'll also put a pub in here, because why not? Yeah, I don't think I will have a connection here. I think I will have a warehouse somewhere in this area. The pub will be in walking distance from the parking lots, because... Oh no, the pub will be in the... The pub will go into the town, probably. We'll see. Pub is not urgent. Cinema is urgent. Cinema is usually overstaffed and under-visited, so we'll get that one here. And a hospital is probably a good idea. Though with a hospital, I assume they are going to drive here via car. But we also need our emergency services to be able to leave from this area. And I need to leave enough walking space for people to get there. So if I build it like that, what's our walking? That's 200 meters. That is... It's getting close. I don't know. It's especially these ones, getting them over here. There's no room between those parking lots right now. I might be able to sneak a footpath in between there. And I am. We'll have 2 squares, 1, 2 in between. There's gonna be so much traffic. It's basically a one-way road. You come in this side, you pick a parking lot, and you go out this way. It's gonna be a huge one-way road. There's gonna be so much traffic on this. Ah, those snapping points. Yeah, there's no snapping point here, so all the connection is... You get what you get, I guess. Once it's built, you usually don't notice it that much, but it's not ideal. I'm gonna make the exit a little bit faster than the entry, so when they drive out of here along this path, it's gonna be a little bit faster, hopefully. Now, I don't know if this is actually in walking distance anymore. That's one thing I'm worried about. It might be best to just have the parking lots lined around and then move all of these buildings on the inside. So we have like a huge square with a bunch of parking lots on the outside. And none of these. Maybe that is... I mean, this is the whole, like, will it actually work? I don't know. Oh, this one is actually a straight road. Anyway. Let's remove all of these road pieces. So we have 2, 4, 6, then... Yeah, maybe the square, maybe the whole square idea will work. So we'll design a square that has like... It basically has 4 sides. If we divide 14 by 4, we get 4, 8, 12, 3.5. So every side needs 3.5 parking lots. So we need 2 of them will have 3 and 2 of them will have 4. So this is actually already too large. So we need... Can I mass delete this? No. The bulldozer tool is very, very dangerous. So, let's see. I said 4 and then 3 times 2 each. Hello, Chris. This is a thing that we need to do. Let's remove the snapping points again. So the square is not actually going to be that large if we're going to go that way. Unless I leave a little bit of space in the middle between those. Can you squeeze a footpath in there and connect it to either parking lot? Yes. Yes, you can. And you can even center it if you don't use the snapping. Okay, so we'll leave 1 space in between. We're gonna put 4 parking lots on these edges. Leave a space. And 3 on the upper one. Let's remove that road. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the square like that. 1, 2, 3, one extra. I think here is correct. Well, that would be 7 parking spaces, and we need 7 more, so we have another 7 on the other sides. Don't need to go all the way down here. That one is enough. So it's going to be a large one-way roundabout with a lot of parking lots around it. And hopefully we have enough room to actually build everything we want in there. That way. And I guess one of them will be omitted, so we will go with 13. And then we have the entrance to the roundabout in this area. Counterclockwise, so only right-hand turns to enter, right-hand turns to leave the parking lot. Yeah. That is going to be the plan. A double lane road to leave. That. Get rid of these. And then we have a nice entrance, right-hand turn, and an exit, right-hand turn as well. Now, the amenity building. So everything in here should basically be close enough, I think. We have a 450 meters. That should be very close to each other. Hopefully it's going to be fine. Shopping center right in the middle. Warehouse for the shopping center might be somewhere. Might even be bridged in here. Like there might be a bridge going along this road and we bring in the resources that way rather than using the roundabout. Cinema also. I'm still not certain about this whole thing, but we need to test it out. We need to basically get the infrastructure in place and see if everyone can reach everything. Maybe we should get the ring set up first and then test it with footpaths. I mean, we're not going to build any of this right away. How's the fire safety going anyway? We are starting some of the construction offices over here, which is good. Fire station is getting resource deliveries. And the groundworks is on the agenda. Also, winter has started. So things have slowed down. And we don't have any technical service in this area, which I should remedy. A free technical service, please. Hook it up with a dirt road, set it to 1 kilometer? 1 kilometer should be enough. This area has a lot of snaky roads. Get 3 snowplows and let them handle this area. It's not the main hub of the construction quite yet, but it will be. In the meantime, our workers can drive to the rail construction office and get that one set up. And I also need a road depot to get the initial rail construction vehicle over there. We'll place a free one with a dirt road, that's fine. For that we will need an open hull truck. And that one can then bring one of the rail construction vehicles to the rail construction office once we tell it to. I can already buy those. We do need the disassembled ones that are small enough to be carried. We'll get 2 of them, that'll be fine. That construction is ongoing. Anything left here? Not really, only the construction office itself. We are building those pumps already. They should really focus on the fire station if possible. Not do the other things yet. But I guess we haven't transported any workers here yet, so they are doing other things. In the meantime, let's assign both construction offices of workers to this construction, but lower the priority again. So once the tower cranes get freed up, they will actually start moving here. Oh yeah, the other thing that I wanted was the distribution office for all of these the storages. That's what I wanted to build. I just reminded myself of that. So, but for that I need one of the construction offices to be done, so we get an excavator over here so I can flatten the area. Unless, if I click and it flattens itself, sometimes that happens. No. Sometimes it happens. Like it says it can't place it. I guess I need to overlap with something. Yeah, sometimes when you do that it happens. But I guess it doesn't want to this time. I could build it over here, but then I would block my electric wire. And that's not good. I could also build it over on this side. But I want the potential for more heliports here, so our fire station can be better equipped. Speaking of which, the road is done, so we can hook up the heliport to the road and get that one built. And once these snowplows are refueled from the free gas station, they will also do their job and clear the road of any snow, speeding up resource and worker transportation. Yep, our snowplows are quite busy. Upgrading our existing roads to asphalt would be quite good. Because even if it has snowed quite a lot, then asphalt roads still allow people to drive along them at quite the speed. But we don't have that right now. We'll assign workers here, because this road is too short. Need to bring them to finish the construction. Doesn't allow any mechanism to go onto this side, so we need workers. And they are currently busy building the rail construction office, basically. I really wish I could assign the rail construction office to this. But it doesn't work. Helicopter construction office does, but rail construction doesn't. It makes sense because probably they don't want you to combine normal construction offices and rail construction offices. But I do like the ability to have the rail construction office on a hotkey, because usually my rail lines are longer than what the rail construction office supports. We'll probably have to build another rail construction office closer here, with actual supplies of resources via train. These storages will be supplied by truck, but we will have a larger construction area with resource supply by train eventually. Well, things are going on and things are quite slow. Let's go back to our urban planning project. I don't think I cancelled anything here. No, people are still there. They're fine. They're complaining about a lot of things, but they don't leave. A lot of working shifts. I guess the buildings count as work, so they work there. Now they have free time. A lot of free time. Okay, so we need a cinema. I might as well have everything here, otherwise I need to build pubs and everything in every location. I need excavators to place things. It's not flat enough. There's no footpath entrance on that side, so that road connection is going to become useful. Let's get that here. The factory connection will not be used. I'm not going to put any warehouse or anything else here. I'm just going to supply it with a distribution office that will probably be placed in this area. That's the cinema. We do need an indoor pool. And the other thing, the last thing that I was worried we might need is... Not worried, but the last thing we will need is the hospital. And the hospital will be placed in a way where when they want to leave, they basically are at the end of the roundabout. So it will be placed down here. So they don't have to drive anywhere very far. And we might even give them a bypass road. We might even allow them to drive in here, go to the hospital and drive back out. I think that's a good idea for a hospital. I don't want them to drive all the way around. I think that makes a certain amount of sense. Just hope they can access the hospital from here, walking down here. But then again, if these ones can't reach the hospital, I think they can still walk from here to the hospital after visiting something else. Or they just drive to a different parking lot. Not every parking lot has to do the same thing, I think. No, how am I going to do that? Probably just like this. So they can come in here and leave here. There's not going to be a police station here yet, but a police station would be fine on this end, so the police can drive the long way around. It's not critical infrastructure for our people. Yeah, I hope the idea with the parking lots does work. If it doesn't, then this will fall apart really quickly. And it might actually be the first run to do so. I wouldn't mind that. It would be a good learning experience, but I do want to stick to as many cars as possible for our people, because if I start building trains and trams, then that kind of defeats the purpose. So we basically need to set this up, supply it with food, heating. I guess the heating plant can also be in this area. Sure, they're shopping here, but they're not living here, so it's fine, right? I guess we can have the heating plant in this place. Who want to. I have a cold storage on one end. That would reuse those parking lots for work purposes, and I am kind of opposed to that. I think the heating plant will be on the way to this area, but not the same area. We will need, I forgot, a heat exchanger in this area, because all of these buildings do need heating. And electricity and water and sewage. But as usual, the water and sewage I probably will handle with trucks at the start to get a feeling for things. So we'll just plop down the substations And trucks will bring resources here automatically once we set up a technical service to do so. And later on we can actually supply running water if we feel like it. Sewage will be the first one to be upgraded, and thankfully we have a lake here, so we can just dump it in there if we want to. And then electricity. All of these parking lots want electricity. I wonder if they work faster if they have electricity. So here's the question. This thing needs resources: food, clothing, electronics, meat. I think I'm going to build a bridge here that goes to a dedicated warehouse area, which will get supplied from either train or road. And then it just has to drive back and forth here. It doesn't have to leave this roundabout, etc. Just need to make sure that it doesn't get in. It isn't running interference into the whole parking lot situation, because there will be a lot of cars running around. So the vehicle should not have to travel along this road, is what I'm saying. But the other ones are fine, they can just get built and be done. Looks like the sewage will have to be moved. Or I could have used the other road for the shopping center, but moving the sewage is fine also. Now I can't build that anymore. Let me just redo both of these and build them slightly further away from the road. Don't want to build everything that close together anyway. Something like that. So we have heating planned, we have electricity, we have water and sewage. That should reach everything. There's not a lot of distance to these buildings, so these are all connected. The lines go to all four of them, so we don't have a lot. Heating, same buildings. Electricity, the parking lots do need electricity, but I did plop it down in a way where this one reaches all of them. We might need multiple electric substations eventually. I don't think we do, but maybe. For now, we only need to hook up one medium voltage wire from the transformer over, and hopefully that'll bring enough electricity to that site to power everything. Water and sewage will be supplied and handled by truck. Sewage, we might make the sewage outflow right away once we have some excavators to lower some of the coast to put down the outflow. But water deliveries will be handled by trucks. I might build a water tower in here to separate the water deliveries from the customs house to the tower and the tower to the actual station. If that works, but we'll see. Royal Construction Office, slowly progressing. Almost done. I shall limit the resources inside the Royal Construction Office. Approximately the same as I did here. 25, 50, 15 and 10. We should be almost there. No power supply here yet. Helicopter has about enough fuel for 1, maybe 2 extinguishing tasks. And then again, I hope it has enough water capacity to actually extinguish a fire. Alright, this one needs to be constructed. This one has been dug out and also supplied with electronics. Send some workers. High voltage lines seem to be done, so that's quite good. We do have voltage here. We don't have any wattage, but voltage means we have electricity. Wattage means we're not using any yet. But if we are connected. At least up until there. Need to get the switch done. Need to get the underground wire done, which I haven't placed. For an underground wire here, 5 megawatts should be enough, but then again the refinery might take more than that, so... Doesn't want me to place it that easily. We'll go slightly underground. And same over here. Something's in the way. It's the road. Is it the road? It's the road, probably. Let's remove that road then. Get the wire. There we go. Get that hooked up. And that one is important. Let's start prioritizing things a little bit so the resources are delivered to the more urgent construction sites. You have the workers already assigned. The electric wires to your sites is not that urgent, but this one is. That one. The switch. Yeah. The fire station. Yeah, they're bringing resources to all of the road construction projects right now. Everything is in range, but not the same priority. I guess the construction offices could also be higher priority to speed things up. And the rail construction office is done. So, your task, shall you accept it, is to pick up any truck or vehicle that is at the customs house and take it to the rail construction office. And then, since we can't use buses for personal reasons, we are going to buy some Trabants, I guess. Let's get 4 of them. And we'll create a route delivering workers from the customs house to the rail construction office with 4 Trabants. Spacing them out approximately. Remove the road depot. Large customs house, load any educated workers. Definitely don't load any tourist. And yeah, just do that. Just do that route. We'll line space you once you reassign the other 3 vehicles. And that's your only task. Bring everything worker related to here. We are missing electricity, so we can't actually do anything yet. Should probably tell the Trabant to wait until we actually have fuel and electricity on site. Also need to bring fuel to the rail construction office. And once the truck has brought the second rail construction train over, that truck can, for the time being, be moved into here, because we don't have any space in the free technical service, in the free road depot right now. We'll assign the route to all 4 cars, and once we have power, we will have fuel, and then we will have everything. Let's assign all of these their dedicated amounts, like that. can bring some electronic components over if we want to. It's not that urgent. Don't have to worry about that yet. But yeah, basically need fuel and electricity, and then our construction office will start working. So the main goal right now is to set up electricity and our firefighting capability in this area. The resources are being brought here, which is nice. But I think electricity is kind of the problem right now. So we have the transformer set up. We are lacking the switch. Need some workers here. Need an excavator to do the underground wire. High priority, please. And then this wire, this high voltage wire should already have electricity. We also need to finish building that one, because that one transmits electricity over. It is already assigned, but it's not high priority, so let's do that. Maybe an excavator will find its way here. I should lower the priority of mud roads, basically, just so, yes, if there's nothing else you can clear mud roads, but gravel and up is higher priority right now. This one, same thing. So they don't clear the roads all the way to the pump jacks, unless by chance they do so or there's nothing else to do. Yeah, the excavators are... The transportation of the excavators is really slow right now. Medium voltage switch, that sounds good. That's the one that I increased priority for right now. And the medium voltage wire seems to all be done all the way until the fire station. It's along the road. Let's actually take a drive along that road and see what it looks like. Maybe from the customs house. Is there anything here? No? Okay, then we're gonna drop in from this area. You are going to the fire station inside the town area, so bear with me. Like being in a Russian dashcam video. Overtaking the snowplow to then be stuck on a slow road. Brilliant. Well, there's not much here to see, so let's speed things along a little bit. But I still want to get a general feel of what everything looks like. The high and medium voltage lines scattered along the road. Fresh snow covering the road, slowing things down. A blue car in front indicating that there's someone on his way to a construction site. There we have our refueling station on the right side, behind the high voltage wires. Yet to be built, but also the medium voltage switch that we need to provide electricity. And in the far distance on the right side, there is the future fuel/oil loading station. I like how the trees all line the left side of the road. I didn't really intend that, but it somehow happened. It's quite nice. Snow is melting? Cool. And yeah, lots of construction sites here, but not much else yet. Working on things. We do have electricity on the switch. As soon as the underground wire has been built, we will have electricity on the transformer. And then, depending on if the medium voltage switch over here gets built until then, we will have electricity on the fire station and we can actually send some fuel over. But since we are now waiting on all of the other construction materials, steel and electronics, we can assign the workforce already. And wait until they finish that. And yeah, once we have electricity, we can also start our rail construction office from working. Start making it work, I guess, is maybe the correct way to say that. And for our scheduled construction task over here, there will be a bridge over here that goes across the asphalt road, I think. Maybe a bridge, maybe a tunnel, whatever's more convenient. And we'll set up a warehouse and maybe even a freezer. Just basically having a way to get the trucks in here that is away from the personal vehicles. Because I think the amount of traffic is going to be enormous. I don't think the amount of people is dropping. 14... No, we still have 10,970 workers. I think people are dying, but I think they are like being refreshed or something. So as long as you're not doing anything nearby, I think we are going to be fine. So nothing urgent. 10,970. 14,320. Yeah, I think that was the same number, so I think we are fine. Construction office waiting on excavators. I did want to move all of the personal vehicles in here. Also thinking of another construction office moving all of the excavators, but I think one of them closer to the center area down here will actually take over excavator duties. Yeah. Once we have the fire station and the electricity set up, we can continue with our construction offices and the task of bringing construction materials into this area, which should hopefully speed things along a little bit. All these things need to be done by workers because they are too small. You are building the high voltage wire that I have told you to do, which is nice. And then one delivery of electronic components, maybe a road crane and some workers, and we should have electricity up until this medium voltage switch. But that one is already assigned to workers, so at some point there should be a truck, not a truck, a car arriving here with some workers. That one's going to the fire station. That one is also going to the fire station. At some point it should arrive here. And yeah, we'll have to see if we need maybe more helipads. Hopefully not. The capacity for fire water is a little bit low, but yeah, we'll see. But we're almost there, at least in the point of supplying electricity to our safety network. It'll also put a constant drain on our Republic, but that should be minimal. Those fuel pumps in the fire stations will only run if the helicopters actually drain fuel. Alright. Assign you to our construction officers. Fire station almost close to being finished as well. At least in terms of resource deliveries, but I mean the supply for workers is also pretty constant. And yeah, with this substation, maybe I'll just plop down, maybe I'll remove it to lay down the double lane road. Plop down a wind turbine here. A small one, can't catch fire. We'll see. I don't have that much traffic in this area. At least not yet. There's not a lot of construction happening right now. You are waiting on excavators. Anyone can go anywhere. Come on, move, move, move. I'll turn it back on once you start moving. There we go. Go to wherever you need to go. Yeah, handling the excavators in a dedicated construction office is probably the right idea. Making one of these the mechanisms construction office, having excavators and some trucks and maybe some road cranes, or maybe even tower cranes. We can move tower cranes in here if we have trucks for transportation. We'll see. All resources are present for the fire station, so we just need to wait on workers to be brought here to finish construction. And as per usual calculations, 35 to maybe 40 workers should do it approximately. Since we're running road cranes slash tower cranes, workforce is approximately tenfold. Every worker providing about 10 work days of efficiency. We're not using tower cranes, so the efficiency of the road cranes is not quite as high, but it should still be good. And we shouldn't need that many workers to finish that building construction. No excavator went to that construction site. That is fine. They're going probably in order because they already assigned themselves to some constructions over here. The only worry that I have is that they're going to drive here and then run out of fuel. Thankfully we have a fuel station in this area, so they don't have to drive all the way back, and it'll be fine. I quite like that they are somewhat fuel efficient, like they have a lot of distance with the road vehicles. As long as we have a lot of fuel stations around, they should last quite a while. I guess that is something I do need here, a fuel station. The fuel station is probably going to be in the middle of the road, one either direction, I think. Or should it? No, it should be in here also. I think that's probably better. A one-way gas station. Up here. Sure. We'll see if it works. I did place it correctly, right? Yes. We're going to finish the fire station and the electric connection, and then I'm going to put a cut in. Take another short break. Electronic components have been delivered, just waiting on workers. Resources have been delivered here, just waiting on workers. We only have 2 road cranes occupied by the fire station construction. I still have 1 intersection here, 1 intersection here. One of them might be moved. Maybe I'm gonna remove this intersection and hook this up this way. I need to learn to not put too many intersections on the road from the main road. All of these are traffic issues, and if they happen on the main road, you have problems. Oh yeah, I guess also if we have like asphalt roads, these personal vehicles are going to speed along quite quickly at 110 kilometers an hour. Up to 110 kilometers an hour. Can't go any faster than that on the road, unfortunately. So personal vehicles with a speed of 160 are not that useful. But presumably they are going to accelerate and decelerate way quicker. Maybe that is still worth it, going through intersections. They are building pipes, I guess. Anyway. Oh yeah, please also build that thing. I do need that. We do need a firefighting helicopter in this. And some fuel. Can't forget the fuel. This thing doesn't have electricity yet either. It says power, building without power supply. But that is because our power supply is... Where is our power supply? Power supply is over here. And we haven't prioritized any of these connections yet. And I also still need a power supply in this area because this loading station is out of range. Not urgent, but need to consider that. There is room here for a substation. So this power connection is going to happen next time. The other power connection I want to finish this episode. But then I'm gonna take a short break. Basically we're waiting on this building, which is getting some workers. All 4 of 1 construction office maybe. And we're waiting for this wire to receive some workers. Which is also getting 4, and a road crane, so things are happening. I'm wondering why this one doesn't get a road crane. Oh, it already has one. Okay, so that one is almost done. Pretty neat. It does have electricity, so... Oh, okay. So the wire also got finished in the meantime. So both of the... I was wondering why that one had electricity when this wire was also still up for construction. It seems like we have electricity now, meaning that the fire station should have electricity. And we're waiting for a fuel delivery to the helicopter so it can refuel. But, yeah, the truck is on its way, bringing fuel to the, I guess, railway construction office first. And I guess the last thing I can do is start the delivery of workers to our rail construction office. Just need to make sure that we delete the stop that sends them back to the free depot, otherwise they will only do 1 run and then finish. But yeah, we should be seeing leaving vehicles once we get a Trabant with some workers arriving here. I'll probably buy another cistern truck just to make fuel deliveries a little bit more consistent. Gotta wait for them to pick up some workers. And then everything should be in order. Need to hook up extra electricity to the second fire station. And get the other helipad set up, but then we'd be ready to go. Shouldn't be too worried about any fire breaking out If we have like a building like an oil refinery, we will definitely need to bolster our firefighting capabilities, but I think for the time being, 2 helicopters that can probably assist each other. You can see even this one over here has range on these buildings because they are highlighted in green. Should be pretty good. This one does not have range, it only has a road... Oh, it does have range. I don't know why it highlights those in green. I guess it always shows the helicopter range. Or maybe it also already realizes that I hooked up a helipad and shows it because of that reason. But yeah, next episode we are going to finish the missing substation and hook up electricity on that fire station, as well as build the helipad and buy another helicopter. But for now, I'm going to take a break. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be continuing this shortly in the next episode. And until then, have a good day, and maybe I'll see you next time.